This is the All the Hats We Wear podcast. How many different hats are you juggling in your busy life? If you're like most, you're juggling 15 to 20 different hats. This podcast will teach you a unique time management system that's driven by your own limitless creativity. My name is Scott Snow, and I'm your productivity coach and the host of the show. You're meant to do great things. Here are the skills you need to start doing them. The theme of this episode is the most simple tool that I've been using for probably the last 6 months, probably through the summer, and it's really made the most difference. It's a tool that is very, very simple, but I've found is the perfect solution to my troubles with productivity. In about April or May, I was using a day planner, and I like to use the bigger day planner, like the 8.5 by 11 full size one. But I found that, with just having, even if it was two sheets, like left and right facing you in a 3-ring binder, that I wasn't able to have all my ideas there. I felt limited because I felt like I had to, fit all that on those 2 pages. I didn't want to go to the next one because that was already formatted for tomorrow, and it was kind of silly. So what I did was started using just a regular 5-subject spiral bound notebook. You can get them for, $6 at Staples. And I found this is the perfect way because this allows me to be as creative as I want. I can just keep having ideas. Everything gets captured in there. There's nothing that is left behind. It's awesome. Yeah, you should really try it. And I'm going to show you the benefits to having this sort of like a creativity brain dump type of notebook. In fact, I use this notebook every day. It's always right next to me, in the cards in the front seat. If I'm in a meeting, in my office, it's right there. Always opened up to the page where I'm, today's date. And here are some of the benefits of having this brain dump kind of notebook. It allows you all the space that you need. Let's say you want to, you have some ideas for a project, just scribble it down, as many pages as you want. You can go over it into the next page, doesn't matter. Also, you get all of your ideas out of your head so that you can continue thinking. You got to dump those ideas. And when you do that, it really kind of has like a magical effect of creating momentum because you got energy, you got action, things are moving, you got ideas, and you start to get more and more ideas when you do that. So it's very powerful. Also, you don't want to do any editing during your brainstorming. Just jot down a note. And I really try to train myself. If I have an idea, I immediately just put it down before I get the chance to think whether it's worthy enough to write down. I just put it down immediately. One exercise that I've talked about before on my social is, and I think it's really, really helpful too, it ties into this, is the idea of even doing something very simple like folding towels. You want to you can make an exercise out of it. It really helps. Get a bunch of towels right out of the dryer and just start grabbing one at a time and folding it, and stop yourself if you start thinking about or judging or having an opinion about which towel to get next. You want to be an automatic pilot and just the most logical next one and just grab it. As soon as you catch yourself thinking about it, having an opinion. And I really do think that this having an opinion about all of our tasks and what we're trying to do for taking action during the day really takes up a lot of energy, and it really gums up the works. So you want to be coming from a pure heart and a clean thinking process. Now, another couple benefits from having this brain dump notebook, like this right here, is that it's 100% capture. You don't lose anything. Nothing is left, slips between the cracks. You capture everything. It's also nice to look back afterwards and you can read all of your notes. They're right there in that one place. So it's really nice that way. I don't like to scribble things out, kind of like having checking account or like, doing notes for therapy or something. You don't want to scribble stuff out. Just one simple line, one slash through that little section would be fine. Now, here's a nice quote from Albert Einstein. Logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. So that idea of this, one analogy that I can come up with having a notebook like this, just a regular 5-subject, I call it the brain dump notebook, is that it's kind of like I guess the analogy would be more like the flow of a river. You get these thoughts and your imagination, creativity, and you just follow that path where it goes, instead of, analogy of where like it's, a perfect chain of events. A lot of times I find I come up with a great idea, but that was only because I started with this little idea. This little idea did nothing, but somehow it got me to think about point B, which gave me the idea to get to point C, but I never would have been able to go from A to C right away. So very important. Another analogy that I think of with this brain dump notebook is the idea of, on a PC that you would have to defrag your hard drive. I guess you don't have to do it on Macs. I'm a Mac person, but I don't think you have to do it on Macs. I think Macs can self defrag. But the defrag, basically, from what I understand, it compacts everything. It stores everything and recompartmentalizes everything into a easier way that takes up less space for the hard drive. And I remember they always had the that little visual on the bottom of the screen. It was like all different colored tiny squares, and they were in rows. And they just started to blend together, and it was just like, almost like laying brick. The bottom was all complete, then it would go to the next one, but they were all different colors. So that's kind of the analogy of this. It really taps into your natural creativity, and I do believe that creativity can solve any problem. And it's also very much stream of consciousness, and it's just a way of complementing the way your brain already works. So those are some of the benefits, some of the analogies. Now, here's the process. What I do is just get a notebook, could be any notebook. All you really need is a notebook and a pen. And all you need to do is write today's date. So 10-17, and today's Monday. So I'll put a capital M at the top of the page. And then about 3 inches down, I would put another line, a horizontal line, because this top section, the top fourth of the page is going to be the top outcomes section for the day. So these are the most important outcomes that you want to get done. And also I run a line vertically through the middle with that. So it's kind of like 2 little halves at the top fourth of the page. And that's all you need to do. So now you've got your date, your VIP items to get done at the very top. And then you just start dumping those ideas out and brainstorming. And really, I kind of get into the habit of just brainstorming all day long. Like if I'm awake, I've got that notebook and I'm jotting stuff down. So it complements my way of thinking really well. So once you have that, the date on the page, here are some of the common contents that I would have. Things like taking notes on, if I'm listening to a podcast in the car, I might have some notes, or a book or an interview. I might just scribble something down. Brainstorming, if I'm thinking about a project and I got some ideas, I'm in the mood to think about that idea. That's the perfect time to take, half a page or a full page or whatever it is, or a couple lines, and jot that stuff down. You're right there. It's at the top of your, top of your brain. So write it down, explore it. Also things that I need, pick up cream, pick up this, pick up coffee, whatever. Get something for work, get poster boards. Phone calls you got to make. Emails, got to email this person. I got to print so-and-so. It might be something about the web, like I really should research X, Y, and Z from the web. Texting, lists, to-do actions, or reminders, of course, like any day planner. This really is a substitute for a day planner, but I do also have a planner, like a 3-ring binder type of planner. That's what I used to use for my, for my daily ideas. But like I said before, I was running out of space and it wasn't conducive to my kind of ideas. And I wanted to be quick. I don't want to have to go to a tabbed section, flip through, find the place, and then jot it down. I want to just get it out as soon as possible, very quickly, probably more quickly than you've ever written down ideas that come up. This is the value of this system. It could be color words for me because I like new vocabulary. I like when I hear words that I don't often use. It could be on the news. It could be anywhere, a book I'm listening to, and I jot down those words in my notebook. It could be questions. Having great questions is a very powerful way to brainstorm and to think and to vision about what you need to do. Asking great questions, not crappy questions. A crappy question would be like, why am I always broke? Or why does this always happen to me? Compared to a great quality question, who would be my perfect mentor? What would my day be if I was doing what if I was really aligned with my purpose and my passions? Quality questions could always be written down. Journal. This I do every day. Usually just put like a J, like a cursive letter J, capital J. And that's, usually for every entry, I'll put a little dash just to show that it's a new thing. And then I'll just put a capital J and a colon, and then just jot down whatever thought comes up during the day that I want to journal about. And of course, I like the audio journal. I keep it right on my phone and I just gab every night into my phone, and that's all. Save it onto my laptop. That's my journal. I don't write anything. Not because I don't want to. I'd like to write, but I found I just don't have the time to sit down and write, for 40 minutes or a half hour. So I've got to do an audio, and I can listen back and easily look up a day and find out, what were the top 5 or 6 things of that day or 10 things of that day. It's a great way to record things and to get out your thoughts. You don't have to then get home and blab to your family and your significant other or spouse or whoever. You already have kind of gabbed about your day, vented, right? So journal items, tomorrow's reminders could be for later in the week. It could be stuff that I want to put on social media. Maybe I have an idea for a new podcast. I'll put that down, or a TikTok video, or an Instagram, a Twitter post, anything like that. Also goals. Maybe you have an idea for a new goal. You could also put that. So these are all the types of things that I put. Certainly, I'm sure you'll have different things that you'll want to put in your brain dump notebook, creativity notebook. And you could date it. Also, put the dates here and save them. Very valuable. I can't even tell you how many damn notebooks I have on my shelf. It's like crazy. So now what do you do each day after you get to the end of the day or the night and you've made all your notes? You have some to-do actions. You've got some items to talk about in your journal. You've got some notes from a podcast you listen to at lunch, and some great questions, quality questions about your vision for your life. So now at the end of the night, what I recommend is to clear each day. So go through today's date and go through all those items. If they need to be recorded, then I put them in my 3-ring binder. I just jot it down there because I really love the ease of just writing everything in one spot and not looking around, not monkeying around to find what tab or what place. Those things I'll just jot down where it needs to go, wherever it needs to go. It might be on your computer. I like to use a software program called Scrivener, which is really cool. I recommend looking at, I think it's literature and latte, or you could just Google Scrivener. But it's a software program that you can get. I think you can get it on tablets too, on your phone, but I have it on my laptop. And really, it's a writer's program. And you can easily set up all these folders and text pages and then you can just compile everything right there, keep everything in one spot. It's really good, and links, whatever you need. So that's a really powerful thing. Or I'll just jot it into my my 3-ring binder day planner binder. Now, if you want to get extra nerdy, if your day planner starts getting filled up, then you could purge that and put it in a kind of a replica binder, like a bigger, like a 3-inch hard plastic binder for archive and for storage, and just put those pages in that and have those tabs be the same as your day planner. I'm just looking at my day planner here, and I have tabs, like 8 tabs in a row from, Staples or wherever. And I have calendar, week, a glance at the week, blog stuff, to do, miscellaneous, questions, my business, goals, finance, stuff I need, another job I have, and projects. So you can have all those tabs. But the idea is to, it helps if you keep up with it and clear that day. And the way you do that is just make a slash through it, a diagonal slash through that bit of content once you've stored it where it's going to go, where it's going to stay. If it doesn't need to be stored, then you can just cross it out, or just to put a slash. You don't want to scribble it, or, because it's nice to be able to look back and read what that was. And then you're ready for the next day. So in summary, I suggest trying this out. Get any notebook you want, have it nearby all day long, and put today's date. You can start it tomorrow. Write the date and the day of the week, even just the initial TU for Tuesday or TH for Thursday. Have that section at the top of the page for your top outcomes. That's very helpful. And then the rest is just open. It could be 10 pages in your notebook that you cover for one day. Okay. And this could be stuff you need, calls you got to make, emails, searches you got to do on the web, texts, things you need to print, notes, all of that. If you have any questions on this brain dump notebook idea, 5-subject notebook that you record all your thoughts, brainstorming. It's like a defragging your computer. Same thing you're going to do with your stream of consciousness. Just get those ideas out as fast as they come. And I think this will really help your creativity. I'd like to hear how it works out for you. Let me know if you tried it, and if you have any questions, of course. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again. Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. Hopefully you've learned something to help you become more joyful, productive, and fulfilled. So let's keep that momentum going. Text or email me to schedule a free consult call to get you moving in the right direction. By the end of this session, you'll have a complete list of all the hats that you wear, and we'll probably uncover a few important hats that you should be wearing, but you're not. You're meant to do great things. Contact me to take the first step. Text 774-230-3928 or email me scottsnow1234@gmail.com. Do it now.